G'day, Klutz. G'day, Das. It's Morgs here, the Melbourne Gin Ben. How you going?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good, bull. Gotcha. Just listening to the Monday podcast. You're talking about... bloody lost my train of thought here. Oh, jeez, it's been a day. Holy fuck. Got stage fright. Yeah, right. I'll try again.
Bloody brilliant. Beers.
Yeah, good, thanks.
Bloody brilliant.
Beers.
Blowing the froth off.
And welcome back to the Bloody Brilliant Beers podcast, brought to you by Bluebet.
That's Klutz. I'm Das. We are the Bloody Brilliant Beers. We started out reviewing craft beers on Facebook, and now we bring you the conversations that you'd more than likely hear from the front bar at your local. And Klutzy, once again, where are we, mate?
Well, thankfully, mate, I haven't fucked up like that, and I can remember what I'm trying to say. So we're at the Caxton, and we are loving it at the Caxton.
That's it. This is definitely not the first time we've done this intro, so we're pretty well versed. But yeah, we're coming to you live from the Caxton Hotel, the greatest pub in the world, up here in sunny Brisbane this afternoon. Yeah. This is our Blowing the Froth Off podcast, where basically we hear from you guys, the Frothies. So if you want to get in touch with us, give us a call, leave us a message, tell us a joke or something like that, short and sweet. There's a number of ways you can do that. One is by calling 0731033389 or hitting the link in our Instagram and TikTok bio and leaving us a message on the speak pipe.
I think I remember the thing, as well, because I sent it to Dad yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Pretty happy with that.
Welcome. I think we're nearing 300 episodes, so it's good that you're finally on board, mate. Not that I've known it for that long either, but...
I was about to say I've never called it, but I have.
Yes,
Most of those calls have never made it to
Yeah, thank God for that.
Thank fuck. Shout out to Bucks Parties.
Before we get into this episode, a gentle reminder that the call of the week at the moment, there's 2 weeks to go. We'll be winning a Frase skincare pack, a Cop the Lot pack from the boys, Bo and Zach from Frase. They're good mates of ours, and they're getting around the pod and the call of the week. You can also use the discount code BATTLER20 to get 20% off on Frase Skincare from their website. Please get around them because they're great young Aussie blokes just having a crack.
And they're pretty hot as well,
they're very
that's
hot.
Always good.
They're very, very hot.
Yep.
I purchased some of their stuff during the week and it arrived, and it's fucking awesome. So it's good quality stuff, good quality blokes. So make sure you get around them. But before we get into the first call, just wanted to give a massive shout out to that first caller with head noise.
Yeah, shout out to Head Noise.
Yeah.
One of the pillars of this podcast, I would say, is Head Noise.
I don't know if we've announced it, but our company that we actually operate the podcast under, like our official company name is Head Noise Productions. So we do love Head Noise.
Yep. I love it.
So I love it so much.
Makes us all human.
Exactly right. And if you've got head noise, simply don't. That's how we resolve it around here. Let's move on to the next call.
Hey, Bulls, how are you?
Good, Bull. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good, thanks.
Cut you off a bit there, Josh.
This is Little Sack Jack here, calling from the Canadian Rocky Mountains.
Nice.
And I'll cut to the chase. I wrote you guys a little poem about the worst shit I ever did. So here goes. Violets are red, roses are blue. One cold winter's morning, I needed to poo. I shivered and shaked as I was on the job, when all of a sudden, my anus started to throb. Outside the excavator, it was heavily snowing, as the fat shit inside was steadily growing. Through the blizzard I trudged to the break room toilet, where I would find a problem that would certainly spoil it. I turned on the faucet, but nothing came out. Our pipes are frozen. I started to shout. I stood there and thought. My options, I had one. The portaloo outside would have to get the job done. As I looked at the thermometer, minus 30 degrees. My poor testicles, they were bound to freeze. I got to the shitter and shed all my layers, felt the blustering breeze ruffle my ass hairs. As I sat on the john, crisp wind on my ass. I started to shit. I had to get out of there fast. My balls shriveled up just like Klutzy's rig, and my frigid cock became really not big. After 10 minutes of hell, I finally closed the lid and put an end to the worst shit I ever did. Keep your dicks hard and your drinks harder, boys. Love you.
Outstanding.
That is so good.
That is.
Thank you, Little Sack Jack.
That is. You can't deny the effort that's gone into that. That's
I've never heard that before. Keeps your dicks hard and your drinks harder.
No, your dick stiff. Or was it hard?
It was hard.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's how good my
Yeah.
memory is. Can't even remember it.
Yeah.
But that's
Love it.
outstanding, mate. Sorry to hear that you had to go through something like that, but thanks for thinking of us.
That sounds so fucked just quietly as well. Like,
if that's a true
it's bad
story,
enough
that's
doing a
fucked.
shit here when it's cold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just, oh.
Yeah, if that's a true story, mate, that's... I feel for you. I feel for you.
What I'm thankful for him, and I'm sure he's thankful for as well, is his testicles didn't get stuck to anything.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, in those movies where, I forgot the specific movie, it's an American one, and the dog's sitting on the porch
Nah.
and its nuts get stuck,
Stuck.
and they're just like calling out to this dog and it keeps whining, going, like, what's wrong? And it
How do
stands
you
up.
fix that?
Well, I don't know. Bit of water or something.
Surely that would make it worse.
And you just go,
Oh.
lube it up.
Spit on the nuts.
Yeah.
Spit on your dog's nuts.
Jesus.
Let's move on before we get ourselves in trouble. But thanks for the lovely poem. That was very thoughtful.
I think we're past that point.
I'm glad you were thinking of us in such a terrible time.
Yeah, thank you.
Moving on.
What a great poem.
Clutterus, Darsehole, Ford Falcon fucking here.
Hey.
Currently not in the Ford Falcon, but still being a fuckwit.
Nice. Good to hear.
Thought I'd call up and leave you a little joke. Much like my cock, it is, you know, short and sour, so get it over with. Brought some flowers home for me missus the other day. And she goes, oh, big bouquet of flowers. Suppose I'll have to spread my legs. And I'm like, fucking why? Have you not got a vase? Never, Commodore never. Get fucked.
Oh, Loza, you should have thought about that before you opened your mouth, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. As we did say the other day on our Wednesday pod, we had an absolute barrage of dad jokes come in over the last week or so. So a few have filtered through to this show, but it's always great to hear from the Ford Falcon fuckwit.
Yeah, thank you, Ford Falcon fuckwit. You are a legend amongst the frothy community.
Yeah, a legend among legends, I guess.
Yeah,
because they're all legends. Moving on, we got another joke here from our good friend Oscar.
Cluts and dust up your ass, swore choppy floppy here on the toilet, so sorry in advance. I've got a dad joke for you. Why don't you see elephants hiding in trees? Oh. It's because they're really good at it. Alright, hooroo.
That was a little pebble. That was a little pebble.
High velocity, though. High velocity. Again, we're talking about effort areas. Like, the first poem was unbelievable. That's a very different effort area.
That's
there from
very
the war
different.
choppy floppy, but you can't deny.
That's hemorrhoid
I was going to
territory.
say we could be entering hemorrhoid territory there. So, shout out to the flop for going the extra mile there, mate. We hope he didn't pop a hemi because, as we've covered off on this podcast, OGs will know we don't really know what they are or how to fix them. So,
No.
shout out to you for doing that sort of stuff in the name of science. We've got the utmost respect.
Yep.
But let's move on.
Hey boys, Snoozer's twin brother here. It's currently 4:11 a.m. Monday, the 21st of August, 2023. I'm potentially one of the first people to listen to the Heat Map podcast. I just wanted to let old mate know about the 2 map. Know what the app. There is an app. I have it myself. You can create leagues, do a competition. Fuck me, I've shat everywhere. Little piece of 2 on the map. It shows exactly where I've shat. You can name it whatever you want. It's called Poop Map. It's fucking unreal.
I think we need to download Poop Map.
Yep. I need to.
Do you reckon you could be the most followed man on Poop Map? Do you reckon
That'd be
we can
good.
make it happen?
Do you reckon Poop Map will
We definitely need to
sponsor
start a Frothies comp in the Poop Map app.
it? Poop Map, pin and track. Boom.
What's the little thumbnail so people know what to look for?
It's a
Assuming it's a shit
it's a
emoji?
happy piece of shit on a map.
Yeah, okay. So by the time
That's
this
awesome.
podcast is out, we'll put up a few posts in the Frothies group about how you can get around and follow us on the Poop Map. I'm actually going to Bali next week, so I could do some
Jesus.
international shits for all the Frothies out there.
Fuck, I wish I had this ages ago.
28 years of my life
Yeah.
just wasted.
Imagine
Could have
that.
been filling this map the whole time.
Drop
But
the poop.
I
Tag
did-
location.
I did not
Caxton
know.
Hotel.
not know about this app. So it's good to know, and we'll definitely be getting around it and sharing our profiles. What are you writing? A review for
Wonderful
your shit
place to drop a poo.
Probably a good thing to have as well, so you know, like, if you get a real dirty toilet, like, you can leave a comment so people know, like.
Oh yeah, the Caxton toilets are never ever,
Phenomenal
ever
stuff.
dirty.
Oh, maybe game day, I wouldn't want to do a shit in there, but
No.
that's, you know, that's the busiest time at a pub. You'd never do a shit there.
There we go. I've just done my first poop.
Plenty to come.
Poop drop successful.
So stay tuned.
That's awesome. Thank
Make
you,
sure you get
Snoozes, to
around us.
Umbrella.
Well, maybe we'll do some like exclusive stuff for the poop followers as well.
Yeah.
Some shit shirts or something.
Fuck, it'll be so good.
Let's move on. I did a shit at the Caxton. Moving on.
G'day, boys. Sober Soldier. How are we?
Good ball. How are you?
Yeah, doing well. Thanks, boys. All right. First off, in relation to old mate from last week, talk about the saying you're here to fuck spiders, looking for places that do fuck spiders. Well, mate, you guys obviously haven't been to Supernova, because trust me, the guys in the Spider-Man outfits over there get plenty they get a good route. Now, scat thought of the week for you guys. We see in first person.
Correct.
How fucked would it be to have a button to switch to third person? Like, how much would that fuck your day, having to relearn how to walk and everything? Because you're seeing from a different point of view.
Come in handy as fuck.
Would it?
I can't imagine how much it would fuck my day. You get some good shots, though. That's all I'm saying. All right, boys, stay out of yourselves. JC Chase giving papes. Yeet.
Okay, where
How
my
would it
mind
come-
immediately goes.
Yeah.
If you learn third person,
It is quite nice to have a scat operator listening to scat thoughts, because
Yeah.
like the place that your mind often goes first is weird, and one place that mine doesn't. So
All right, imagine you're playing footy.
yeah,
All right, you click on third person mode.
yeah,
Say you make a break or something, like you know where everyone is because you got a third
yeah. Okay.
person
You can see
view of all
someone
your
catching you
surroundings
from behind.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can sort of, I don't know, you'd probably be able to see more than just, well, you would be able to see more than just the front of the person
Yeah.
that you're coming up against. You could see a little bit more of what they're doing, what the other people are doing. If there's an opportunity out wide,
Yeah, you got a wider view.
you know.
You'd have to be able to change though, because playing footy third person, you'd never catch the ball.
What do you mean?
Well, imagine if you got a third person view and there's a bomber. Like, it's all about watching the ball into your hands. You'd have no chance.
I disagree.
You reckon?
I can do it in the video games.
Yeah, very different.
You know what I mean? Like it'd be like anything. Like it'd take time to practice that.
Yeah, I reckon it'd be
Judging
very
it.
tough, because
Yeah.
you're essentially behind yourself, so you lose sight of the ball.
Yeah, but
Almost impossible.
what I'm envisioning is like if you can click third person mode, it's like in a game.
Yeah.
And in all games, when you do third person, you can do the full 360 view if needs be.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So like, imagine that. Like the ball's coming down, and then you just
You're aware of
quickly,
your surroundings.
Yep. You go to the front. You look. You're tracing the ball, catch it quickly as you're catching it. Go around and
Or you could even just go first person, or third person. Make sure
Yeah.
no one coming last minute. First person, take the catch.
yep.
Then go third person your
Boom.
way. Yeah.
Exactly. See, that's where we're going with
Yeah,
it. I
yeah.
think it'd be
It's
great.
a hybrid model.
It'd be pretty funny if you're having a rote though, and
Why?
you're in third person.
Just watch yourself getting into your work.
Just watch like the little dimples of your ass.
Yeah. Be like having a mirror on the back wall, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. Some people probably get off to that. Shout out to Tim Cahill. But
Donny Sports.
yeah, and Donny Sports.
Let's move on.
Hey, fellas, how you doing?
Good.
Thanks,
How
Paul.
are you, Bull?
It's good, mate. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I'm all right. Soon been checking in. Just possibly a scout thought, possibly just a true fact that people don't realise. But when porn stars get undressed, are they technically just getting dressed for work? I can't figure it out.
It's a good question.
It is a very good question. Well, what happens if it's that like clothed fetish?
Or well, most of them
know?
start in clothes anyway. at some
Yeah,
stage.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
but
Yeah.
you could argue they don't really get into the work. until they get their clothes off.
Yeah, that is true. That is actually a really puzzling one.
Yeah.
You don't have to be nude to be a porn star.
No, you don't.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, absolutely not. You're right. Yeah. I'm trying to relate it to like like me getting ready for work in the office. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or like, okay, like a football player, like, you know,
Yeah.
they're ready when they got the jersey and the shorts on. You know, a porn star's ready when they're fucking on their back, legs up, and they're fully nude.
So I think
sunning their do it.
Because I think you could argue that if they're starting clothes, getting dressed into that could potentially be an argument that they're getting dressed for work. But if a footy player's getting his warm-up jersey, his warm-up shirt on, is that getting dressed for work? Probably not. Not until he puts his jersey on.
Yeah.
So I think they've got to be...
But then the training, oh, geez, there's so many factors
variables.
and so many variables to this. I'd assume when most of these porn stars are, they're not able to go out of their house naked to get to work.
No,
so
yeah.
You would have to put clothes on to get to work. But then when you're getting into your work,
you have to take your clothes off. Yeah.
That's just getting into the nitty gritty of it. But
yeah. If there's any porn stars out there listening, please ring up the Frothline or the speak pipe
and let us
just
know.
clarify that. It'd be really
Please.
good. Be really, really handy. But let's move on.
Howdy, boys. Connor the cunt here, and just calling in with an update and a bit of a question. I'm a day out now from the hangover after my cousin's bucks deal, and I'm back at work. Still a little bit dusty, but I'll keep myself standing. And I was just curious, so I'll put this out for anyone else to chime in on the next one. What is the most scat fucking hangover you boys have ever had? I want to hear, because I got so fuck-eyed at this bucks deal. So when the hangover kicked in the early morning and I started throwing up, it was projectile for about 30 seconds. I fucking slipped and hit my face, and I ended up with a nosebleed. And it was fucking bad.
Disaster.
Anyway, boys, drink 'em heaps. Don't piss the sheets. I'm going to get back to it. Have a fucking good one.
that's a tough one.
I've got a sneeze coming, so do you want to go first? Because
Well, I can't even...
I've got a couple that I can...
You know what I mean? Like a scat hangover.
I've had one similar, talking about falling and hitting your nose. Ages ago, went down for one of our friends' birthday parties. He had it at a campground down on like the other side of the New South Wales border at the beach. And me and our good friend Dan were going to go down. It was for the whole weekend, but we both had to work on Saturday morning. So we're like, oh, we won't go. And then Dan rang me last minute. He's like, I'm going to drive down tonight.
Yeah.
And then get up at like 4 o'clock tomorrow morning and drive home. And if you want to come, I can give you a lift. And I was like, that's so sick. Did that. We said we weren't going to have a big night. Next thing, we're getting into Dan's van to sleep at like, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
On the way home, pull into Macca's instantly, like as soon as we got on the highway, and I had a massive feed, and I just passed out. Woke up as I got dropped back to my house, and I had to yak so bad. I was like, holy shit. Ran into the house, into the bathroom, and as I've like turned the corner, this is at Mum's old house, as I've turned the corner to yak into the toilet, I've just like started. So I've projectiled all over the toilet. And because I'm like running with my head down, my head hit the toilet, and after I finished yakking, my hair was covered in my own yak.
Oh, that's fucked.
Yeah.
That is shit.
So fucked.
Probably my scattest, I suppose. I actually had multiple times where I've been out at Fridays when I was younger.
Yep.
And I'd have to go muster cattle the next morning. Which, when you've had a big night and you get home at 4 a.m.
When you've been a bull all night.
The
last thing you want to do is go running with the bulls the next day.
Exactly.
That's
so
fucked.
I've had multiple times where I've been out and then Dad's woken me up at like 6 a.m. I've had an hour or two sleep. We drive out to the farm, and then back then Dad used to jump on the quad. My cousin would jump on a motorbike, or Dad would jump on a motorbike, cousin on the quad. My pop would be in the in a ute or something, and I'd be with my pop because I could get out quicker.
Yeah.
When you're trying your best to do stuff in the summer heat, when you've had 2 hours sleep and you have like 100 head of cattle running over a hill, and you've just got to stand there and just go, like yell at these cows so that they go away. It's actually really fucking scary, man. It's really
That is
scary.
fucked. That's
because
very
there's just
scat.
like a
What if they don't
a
stop?
bit of a gate. Well, apparently, if you make enough noise, they're not going to go at you. So I just sort of
You're still alive.
just like going like that. Another time, Mum and Dad own a rental property up in Morayfield, and I had to go up and help Dad do a fence one day. And yeah, lo and behold, I went out and got fucked up the night before.
Shocked me.
And Dad was driving us up, and I'd fallen asleep, but I knew I wasn't properly asleep.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, I've just woken up. I was going, oh, I'm going to yak. And all there was, you know, the old Buller ice creams where they had like the lid that flipped up like that? There's one of them. I'm just, just yakking in it. Dad's just there driving along like, you good? I'm like, yeah, not really, bro.
Not really, clearly, yeah.
So I just kept yakking and yakking. And then I look and it's just all swishing around. And I'm just like, and then
Just toot out the window or what?
it's fucking sent it out the window.
Yeah. In terms of the most head noise I've ever had, I can't
makes me
remember,
feel sick.
can't remember if I've actually said it on the pod, but State of Origin Game 2 last year,
Yeah.
after Queensland won,
Yeah.
I was supposed to be, I actually went to the game with work, and I was supposed to be in the office at 8:30 the next morning, and I woke up at about 1 p.m.
Yep.
Which was fucked.
Yep.
Like, it's so fucked.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So bad.
And your manager's response, we're all out one.
Yeah, everyone does it once. And I was like, I definitely won't be doing that again. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Let's
So-
move on.
How good.
Today my son asked me for a bookmark. I'm absolutely gutted, burst me into tears. He's 11 years old and still doesn't know my name's Brian.
My favourite part about that one is that he couldn't get the end of it out without laughing, laughing at his own joke. Shout out to
Love
Brian.
that. Sorry, my mum's just texted me through here with a dad joke. And just how mum's done it.
Yep.
I've got a bit of a giggle at. Got a good dad joke from Poppy, in brackets. Obviously not from him this minute because he's not here. Thanks, Mum.
R.I.P. Poppy.
Yeah, I know that he died 2 years ago.
I shouldn't be laughing at that. Sure.
Yeah, I know. That's all, it's a bit of a giggle. But how many people do you think are dead in there? All of them.
What, for a cemetery?
Going past the cemetery. I left out that part.
Bit of context.
Yeah, bit of context. Imagine that. Oh, it's the Caxton. How many do you reckon are dead in there?
Hopefully none.
Hopefully none. Because that's an absolute headache.
Oh, yeah, that's got to be a lot of paperwork for our mate Sterling.
But shout out to Mum for...
Yeah, and
Actually,
cemetery jokes.
we got to get into that one day about our mums and their messaging.
And technology. My mum's on an absolute tear.
It's fucked.
Maybe we'll talk about it on the Wednesday show.
yeah.
We'll wait and see. But let's move on.
Hey boys, just want to ask where you can get one of those Cowboys suck off shirts from after another great performance, especially against Cronulla, fighting for a position in the 8. Cheers.
Head to cuckysports.com.au.
Yep. So the original Cowboy Sucker shirt, for people who don't know and don't listen to the sports show, I basically had a bet with our good mate Donny Sports on who was going to win between the Cowboys and the Bronx, and now he's forced to wear a Cowboy Sucker shirt for the rest of the season. If you listen to the most recent sports show, he wouldn't have had it yet.
No.
He's currently wearing one that he made.
Yep.
Just a simple white T-shirt with a permanent marker that he's written Cowboy Suck Ass with one of those cool S's that you used to draw in primary school. So if you want one of those ones, I'd probably suggest just making it yourself. But the big reveal is coming on Thursday of his actual shirt, and it's a cracker. They're probably not going to be for sale.
Maybe we should auction off the OG one.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. For
Help
sure.
fund our way to Vegas.
Yeah, something like that. That's a good idea. We could until then or maybe we'll frame it and sign it, and then we can auction it off.
Yep.
But yeah, should tune into the Thursday pod. It's probably my favourite show that we've been recording lately. It's
Yeah,
been fucking good fun.
it's been very
just to
good.
hang shit on Donny for.
I think it is nice to gang up on someone.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we
For
throw a
lack
lot of
of a
chat at each
better
other, but it's much more fun when you're ganging up on someone.
Yeah.
So if you like people poking fun at other people,
There's
it
a
goes
lot
both
of
ways.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that we've done to each other over the years that we can't redo to each other because we've already done it.
Yeah.
And to all our mates.
And I
But
feel like
when,
we also,
when you've got someone new.
we also know like when you're trying to set each other up and you know what I mean? Like you're just aware of what's happening.
Exactly,
But he's
it's
fucking
great.
oblivious, the poor bloke.
Yeah.
Too many avocado seeds off his ass, but let's move on.
Hey boys, Big Dirk here. I was just listening to the segment about Science from God. Someone mentioned a pipe bomb in an airport, and they got me thinking about 2016 when me and the boys went to Europe for the first time. We flew through to Rome, and we had to have a 12-hour stopover in Turkey. We managed to find an earlier flight once we got to Turkey and took that instead and got our money back. About a couple hours after we touched down in Rome, we heard on the news that the Turkey airport, where all the people in transit are waiting, got stormed by ISIS. The bomb went off and people got gunned down. About 60, 70 people killed. Yeah, really, really, really fucked. But I thought I'd fucking share that with you. Anyway, have a good one. Bye.
That's a proper sign from God.
Big Dirk. Holy fuck.
How hectic is that?
That is, you know what? Like, you literally don't ever think these things are real, hey?
Yeah.
Shit like that comes out.
That would happen to me.
Fuck.
So gnarly.
Fuck.
Glad to hear that you're safe, mate.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
That's a hectic sign from God.
That is fucked.
Can't say I definitely haven't had anything similar to that sort of area. Oh, you're right,
So
Paul.
weird, dude.
Big yawn.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Big yawn for the big ball.
Yeah, but that is so fucked. If anyone has stories like that, I'd love to hear them because it's... People often say there's like nothing out there, but there has to be something.
Heaps.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I see what you're saying. There's someone who's giving us those signs.
I don't know if there's a higher power or something like that, or like fucking Illuminati out there.
Yep.
Who knows?
Can't be fake, can it?
No, it can't be. It's ridiculous.
Yep. But that was pretty much the last call of the week. Before we go, quick plugs. September the 4th. Merchandise. BBB. Green and gold jerseys. Green and gold hats. Not officially associated with the Rugby World Cup or unofficially associated with the Rugby World Cup.
No.
A happy coincidence.
It's just support us.
Just our favourite type of colours.
Yeah.
Green. Clutzy plays for Jeeps and we didn't want to do blue and green. And yellow's my favourite, so that's why we went green and yellow.
We're just proud of this great nation. And it just happens to be the nation's colours.
Yeah,
So
exactly right.
Shout out to Australia.
Yep.
The nation. And it's just a bit of supporting your country merch.
That's it. Bodybuildingbeers.shop, September 4, probably 6 p.m. Don't quote me on that time yet.
Yeah, fuck.
But
bit happy to do there.
Get keen. And bye for now.
Farewell.